Hello and welcome to Pro Home Inc.'s Housing Council's Corner, where each month we produce a short video discussing different topics such as home buying, housing counseling, and financial literacy. I'm Paul Chase, the Managing Director for Pro Home, along with Executive Producer Leslie Rhoda. Before we begin, I'd like to remind our viewers that the opinions expressed are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Pro Home Inc. Also, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and you should always consider contacting Pro Home directly at 508-824-2514 when it comes to your specific real estate and counseling needs. So let's get started today. I will be talking about the new enhanced first-time homebuyer program that was recently made available with ARPA funds through the City of New Bedford's Office of Housing and Community Development. The ARPA, which stands for American Rescue Plan, grant for down payment, closing costs, and interest rate buy-down assistance aims to support individuals and families by providing financial assistance for home purchases in COVID-impacted areas. This helps address housing affordability challenges, particularly for low and moderate income households, facilitating access to home ownership and promoting economic recovery. The ARPA Enhanced program will be administered through the Office of Housing and Economic and Community Development, utilizing funding from the American Rescue Plan. Enhanced program will require applicants to agree to occupy the property as their primary residence for 5 years. Home buyers will be required to execute a home ownership grant agreement recorded at the Registry of Deeds to ensure the property is not sold, leased, or transferred. If the property is sold, leased, or transferred prior to the 5 years, funds may be required to be repaid to the city. And of course, the Office of Housing and Community Development will assist qualifying low and moderate income families at or below 120% of the median income who wish to purchase their first home in the City of New Bedford. The city's assistance, along with primary loans from conventional lenders, will provide financing and grant funding, less down payment requirements to make up the property's purchase price. A primary lender, bank, credit union, or mortgage banker will provide the primary financing for the benefit. The city will provide the grant to qualified low, moderate income first-time home buyers for the down payment, closing costs, and even interest rate buy-down. Now, the type of assistance available includes down payment assistance, like I said, closing assistance, and interest rate buy-down up to 1 point. The total amount of the grant is up to a maximum of $25,000 based on need. And if you're a city worker, such as a school employee or a city, police, fire, you're eligible to receive an additional $10,000 based on need. Applicants who liquidate assets such as savings and checking accounts, stocks, bonds, etc., that exceed $10,000 will be required to use all but $10,000 towards down payment and/or closing costs for the purchase of their home and may not be eligible for the total down payment program, closing costs, and interest buy-down assistance. The eligible properties must be condominiums and 1 to 3 family units located in New Bedford. So let's talk a little bit about the loan application process. Borrowers may apply for the grant through OHCD. Lenders will need to supply the OHCD with the copies of all relevant loan application documents, including, but not limited to, the application, verifications, and the approvals, similar to what you normally get with your mortgage application. First-time homebuyer program application checklist must also be done. Funding will be available on a first-come, first-served basis and will be contingent upon the entire process and the availability of funding. Once all documents have been received and verification completed, a rehabilitation specialist from the Office of Housing and Community Development will conduct a walkthrough of the property. Property must pass appraisal inspection standards. If repairs are required, as determined by the property inspection, the applicants must obtain financing to make required repairs or obtain a purchase and rehabilitation loan through the city to correct deficiencies. For properties that will have children under the age of 6 years old, the property must also have painted surfaces and intact, and it must be intact. Cannot have any chipping or peeling or painting. If there is chipping and peeling and painting, the surfaces will need to be made intact before the application can proceed and will be required to be de-leaded. If all loan requirements are met, you will receive a loan commitment letter for the down payment, closing costs, and the assistant in the interest rate buy-down assistance if that is part of the agreement. Upon receiving a commitment from the mortgage financing from the lender, the applicant contact will then talk to OHCD to coordinate the loan closing. So that's a little bit about the loan itself, but let's talk about eligibility standards for a second. So the applicants must be current New Bedford residents and first-time home buyers. So when we say current, we mean not moving into New Bedford, but have to be current New Bedford residents looking in the city of New Bedford, and they must be first-time home buyers. Applicants must agree to occupy the property as their primary residence for a minimum of 5 years. Applicants will be required to execute a home ownership grant recorded with the Registry of Deeds to ensure the property is not sold, leased, or transferred. If property is sold, leased, or transferred prior to the 5 years, like we said, funds must be repaid to the city. Applicants will be able to secure a first mortgage in accordance with first mortgage underwriting criteria, and property must pass appraisal inspection standards, like we've already said. If repairs are required, then they, as determined by the property inspection, it will be the responsibility of the applicant to obtain that financing and make those repairs either on their own or through a rehabilitation loan to correct those deficits. Lender applications will need to be provided to all relevant application documents, and all other necessary documentation will all need to be provided to OHCD for this particular type of program. Primary loan must be fully amortized, and fixed rate with a maximum term of 30 years will be the typical mortgage. Applicants are permitted to combine this assistance with other down payment assistance programs. That's what kind of makes this unique for the city of New Bedford. However, cash back at closing is not permitted. So asset limit, there's applicants whose liquid assets, like I said, they may have savings, checkings, stocks, bonds, cannot exceed $10,000 because the $10,000, up to $10,000 will be required to be used towards your down payment and closing costs. And the purchase of their home may not be eligible for down payment, closing costs, and interest buy down if they exceed too many assets as well. Purchase property must be arm's length transaction, which simply means a typical standard sale, and property must meet appraisal requirements. Any home to be purchased under this program must be owner occupied. Properties with rental units must be vacant at the time an offer to purchase is made on the residence to ensure that the acquisition of the residence will not result in tenant displacement. So this is important. Pursuant to HUD regulations, an owner-occupied residence is not considered displaced if existing owner agrees to purchase a price at fair market value. So if you go in there and purchase the home, and the renter is leaving, it is not considered displacement. But there can be no renters within the property at the time of purchasing the property. In order to determine a participant's eligibility to payment assistance from OHCD, all prospective applicants must be required to submit an application along with documentation that fully verifies compliance with the specific programs and requirements. Applicants must provide a copy of their latest 3 federal income tax returns and W-2 forms, 1 month of most recent pay stubs for all members of the household over the age of 18 who will reside in the home, bank statements for the last 2 months, and other income supporting documents as may be required. Self-employed individuals will need to submit profit and loss statements for the prior year, as well as a projected profit and loss for the next 12 months. In addition, applicants will be required to provide certification of all assets, including retirement accounts, gross holding income, and their qualifications as first-time home buyers under the program. Please refer to the application checklist online for those required documents that are used in the ARPA Enhanced First-Time Homebuyer Program. The applicant's eligibility for assistance from the program and the amount of assistance will be determined upon review and verification. Now, let's talk household income limits for a second, because this particular program offers a wide range of opportunity for people with household incomes, not just extremely low. So applicants' household current and projected income for all household members 18 years of age and older for the subsequent 12-month period must not exceed the New Bedford low to moderate income limits adjusted by household size, as established annually by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD. Sources of income includes, but is not limited to, wages, salaries, tips and commissions, income from self-employment, income from interest, dividends, net rental income, or income from estates or trusts. Social Security or retirement, supplemental security income, or any kind of public assistance, and any retirement or other pensions, and any source of income received regularly, including veterans payments, unemployment compensation, and alimony. Income guidelines are as follows: 120% of the median income family size. So for one person, that means $92,050. That is a significant amount. So as long as you are one person purchasing the house and you make no more than $92,000, you may be eligible. If you're a two-person household, it's $141,950. If you're a three-person household, a four-person household, I'm sorry, is even more money. So, as it goes up, you will continue to have that opportunity. But the household income limits are actually very generous and will allow for people that are low-income pays to be able to potentially buy one of these properties. Now, as far as credit goes, applicants are expected to have good credit in accordance with industry standards and meet the stipulations set forth by the primary mortgage lender. Any delinquent or charged-off accounts must be paid, or an acceptable payment plan must be established. There's no co-signers available based on the program requirements. A buyer who receives an ARPA Enhanced First-Time Homebuyers Program grant cannot have a co-signer. Now, First-Time Homebuyer Seminar is going to be required for this, which means applicants will be required to attend a CHAPA-approved seminar workshop designed to provide information about becoming a first-time homebuyer. Applicants must attend landlord training if they're purchasing a multifamily as well. The applicant must attend such a seminar and submit evidence of the attendance prior to receiving the grant through OHCD, preferably before making an offer to purchase the property. The city will also provide information on where such seminars may be held, but I will also say that ProHome itself offers these first-time homebuyer seminars as well, so you could always contact us, because all of the certificates that are required, whether it be New Bedford or other cities and towns, are typically allowed from other areas, including ProHome, which has regular first-time home buying programs. So again, you're going to need a first-time homebuyer certificate in order to show that you've got your proof of attendance, that you've submitted it, that you've gone through the program. And again, if you're going to be a landlord, you're going to be required to take a landlord course, which is all available on CHAPA's website, chapa.org, or you can go to mymasshome.org, either one. And again, if you would like to inquire about the first-time homebuyer program at ProHome, which also offers the certificate, you can contact ProHome at any time, or you can go to our website, prohomeinc.org. The homebuyer must occupy the property at the principal residence through the term of the OHCD's assistance. A principal residence is one that is occupied by one or all of the owners for a minimum of 10 months of the year. If the qualifying applicant ceases to use the property as a principal residence, all funding will immediately become due and paid in full. No tenant displacement. Again, any home to be purchased under this property must be owner occupied. Properties with rental units must be vacant at the time of an offer to purchase is made on the residence to ensure that acquisition of the residence will not have tenant displacement. And of course, pursuant to HUD regulations, an owner-occupied residence is not considered displaced if the existing owner agrees to purchase price at fair market value. Finally, this program will follow all required HUD and state fair housing laws and non-discriminatory regulations, and the property will also require a HUD inspection and a lead inspection. So there's a lot to the program, but it is all out there for you to see. If you have more questions or concerns, you can contact the ARPA Enhanced First Time Homebuyer Program by reaching out to the program coordinator. Assistance is available to guide you through the process. The coordinator's name in New Bedford is Alexandra Vasconcelos. Alexandra Vasconcelos, and she's the Affordable Housing Specialist in New Bedford. Her number is 508-979-1500, or she can be reached at Alexandra.Vasconcelos and Alexandra.Vasconcelos at newbedford-ma.gov. Well, that's a lot of information for one show, and that's all the time we have for today's episode. But until next time, our staff at Pro Home Inc. is available to talk with you one-on-one about a variety of housing, counseling, and financial literacy issues, many times at no cost to you. If you would like more information on our agency, simply log on to www.prohomeinc.org or go to our Facebook page at Pro Home Inc. You can also contact the agency for further information or to make an appointment at 508-824-2514. Again, we serve the Greater Taunton and the entire southeastern Massachusetts area. Thanks for watching, and we hope you'll tune in again next month to Pro Home Inc.'s Housing Counselor's Corner. Have a wonderful day.